We're going to do a watercolor eye. My name is Angelique Velez, a makeup artist in New York City. I'm here with Quinteria, an aspiring model, and we are here at the Fashion Group International in New York City. Let's get started. All right, I'm going to start off with her face first. I'm going to keep it very, very clean. I'm going to spray a little bit of Fix Plus on her face just to rehydrate. I'm going to moisturize her. Very important to moisturize. Your makeup will last a lot longer. So I'm just hydrating her nose area here. It's a little bit dry. I'm going in with a little bit of eye cream right underneath the eye area just to hydrate. So now I'm going to use a little bit of Vaseline on her lips just to hydrate. So I have a little bit of primer right here on my palette. And a little bit goes a very long way. And I'm putting this all over her face so that the foundation stays on. So I'm just putting the primer all over her face. And now I'm going to go in with a little bit of foundation. I'm going to use a liquid foundation just to give a little bit of a sheer finish. And I'm also going to use my egg-shaped sponge here to apply it. And using this particular sponge almost gives you an airbrush finish. And you can use this sponge wet or dry, depending how sheer you want to go. So I'm putting it all over the face area here, and she really does not need a lot of foundation at all. Giving her light coverage. And I'm going to use the foundation to go underneath her eye area, which is why this cool egg shape is so unique, because it gets right underneath the eye. So I'm going to go to her brow area now. I'm going to brush them up and over. And for this look, I really want to keep them light, just nicely filled in, nothing too dramatic. Like I said, I want the focus to really be on her eyes. So I'm taking my angled brush, a little bit of a dark brown color, and I'm just going to go into any area that I feel needs a little bit more color. She has great brows, so we're just going to follow their natural shape. Now we're going to move on to the eye area, and to give her that watercolor kind of finish, I'm actually going to skip an eye base. I'm going to use eyeshadow straight onto her natural eyelid so I can blend the colors easily together. Think of watercolor paints, that's what I'm going for. So I'm going to do a mixture of teal, orange, and pink. So just close your eyes. I'm going to start off with a neutral base first, so kind of this peachy neutral color. I'm going to put that all over her lid area. I'm using a flat brush. Using the same brush, I'm going to go ahead and grab this pink color down here. Mix these two together. And I'm going to apply this right on the end of her lid, almost in a V shape. And I'm tapping the product on. That will actually apply more product onto the lid. Open really fast. You can see that right there in the inner corners. Close one more time. Now I'm going to take a blending brush and I'm going to use that orange color right there. I'm actually going to apply this color right in the middle of her lid to give her a little bit of highlight. Once again, I'm tapping it on to apply more color. And I'm going over the pink a little bit as well. I really want the colors to blend together. The key to this is that you don't want to see where that one color starts and stops. Open your eyes really fast. And I'm just getting that orange once again right in the middle there. And blending it all around. Next, I'm going to use another flat brush and I'm going to go in with that teal color. So I'm going to tap, tap, tap right in the inner corner of her lid, and I'm actually gonna blend it up a tiny bit. I want this color to blend into the orange. And now I'm gonna intensify this just a little bit by going over each of the colors one more time. Remember which brush you used for which color. Next, I'm gonna take a clean blending brush and I'm gonna blend all of these colors together to make it look like watercolor. Close. So I'm gonna start from the inner corner where the darkest color is and blend outward. Right on the crease area and blend that right into the orange. And outward just a bit. So you can see how that tones it down. Once again, inner corner with the teal, blending upwards towards the crease area, then the teal into the orange, and then the orange into the pink, going outwards. All with a clean brush and open. And close one more time. So it's one nice hint of color from teal to pink. Next, I'm gonna take a black liner and I'm going to actually smudge this right into her lash line just to make her eyes pop a little bit. Close. So really, really close to her lash line. Now I really want to concentrate the color on the top of the lid, so I'm only gonna add a tiny bit of color right on the bottom. We want the focus to really remain up here and it's soft and subtle. So I'm gonna take a crease brush and I'm gonna actually use a little bit of that teal color mixed with some of that neutral color that we first used. And look up for me, and I'm gonna go right into the corner of her eye. Almost to connect the bottom with the top. And then I'm gonna go in with that first neutral color we used, just to smudge out the bottom lashes a bit. Now I'm gonna use a Q-tip to gather any fallout. Now since I gathered all that fallout, I'm able to add concealer now right to the bottom of her lashes. So I saved this step for the kind of the end, just in case there was any fallout. And I like to use a nice angled fluffy brush to apply my concealer. I'm gonna put a little blush on her, and I'm actually gonna go with a very, very bright pink color. I'm gonna use it ever so slightly just to give her a little flush of color, but I wanna complement the eyes a bit, but not overpower them. Next, I'm gonna add a little bit of mascara, and she really does not need that much. She has great curly lashes. Just gonna apply a little tiny bit on her lower lashes. And I'm actually just gonna finish this look with a nice clear lip balm. She has a beautiful lip color, it's nice and peachy, so I wanna keep that. And I'm gonna finish this off with a little bit of pressed powder just to hold the makeup in and make it last longer, as well as to take away the oils from her face. So we have our watercolor eye. I'm Angelique with our lovely model Quinteria, and we are at the Fashion Group International here in New York City. Thanks so much.
Now we're going to do the scrub and glow. I'm Enrique from Face to Face NYC, and this is our lovely model, Tanya. Tanya, we're going to do the scrub and glow. We're going to exfoliate your skin from your neck down to your feet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix in the exfoliant with the water to give it a little slip. This particular body scrub is awesome because it has a moisturizer built in. So again, we have the moisturizer and the water mixed in with the beads, the actual body scrub. So it's very gentle on the skin. It's not gonna scratch, it's not gonna irritate the skin. So we're gonna exfoliate and then afterwards Tanya's gonna shower and we're gonna put the body lotion on. This has vitamins and minerals and it helps to hydrate the skin thoroughly without feeling heavy or too greasy. If you do this at home, you can do it in the shower area. If you feel like your skin's a little too dry and you have a layer of ashy looking skin, you can do it before you go in the shower to really get in there and exfoliate the skin thoroughly, and then you can jump in the shower. If you're more on the sensitive type, then you can use this in the shower. Again, the water will make it look like it less abrasive on your skin, but like I mentioned, it's really not because it has the moisturizer built in. So I'm just gonna exfoliate her back. This is an important area simply because it's an area that it's hard for any of us to reach. So I spent a good amount of time here. Many times, men or women have acne on their back. So this is very, very helpful for that. It'll help to clean the skin. A lot of times with acne, it's all about cleanliness and how well you take care of your skin. And as I mentioned before, this is an area that it's hard to reach. So you can get a little clogged. And by clogged, I mean getting the blackheads and the pimples and all that stuff, all the debris that sits on your skin. Another way that you can do this at home, you can exfoliate your back if you do have problems with acne or any type of breakouts, is you can use a brush, a nice brush with a long handle, and you can certainly reach everything back here with that. Or if you have a partner, just put them to work and have them scrub your back. Okay, so we're going to focus on the elbow. As I said a few minutes ago, a good way to tell when someone doesn't moisturize their body, just look at their elbows. They're dry and ashy and they just have a buildup of not pretty skin. So we want to exfoliate. The back. If you're going to do this at home, at least once a week. This is also good right now as we went from summer into winter. This is the perfect time to do it as well. Also because it removes the chlorine, any remains from the sunblock or anything, whether any summer debris that that is sitting on your skin. This is a good time to do that and just basically prepare your skin for the winter. Now that we're done with the back and her arms, we're going to move down to her legs. And again, with the same direction, gently massaging the body scrub. And with women, again, we want to focus on the thigh area. This is an area where women are always concerned about their thighs. This is the area where cellulite shows up. And that is because of the amount of adipose tissue, also known as fat, this is an area where it's very common to get the signs of cellulite. So we do the entire leg and then we focus on the heel. This is another area that I always notice this during the summertime. I always love to see guys with their open toe shoes or women with their stilettos, and then I see dry heels. That pretty much just ruins the look of the shoe, whatever it is that you're working. So make sure that you exfoliate your heel and moisturize your feet. A good way to moisturize your feet is you can actually put the moisturizer on at night and then put your socks on. That retains the moisture from your moisturizer. The toe area is also another common area where it builds up of dry skin. Now we're going to do the front of her body. Again, we're going to focus on her knees, her elbows, those are some of the areas, and her feet. Those are three areas where, for many reasons, the skin tends to be thicker and it tends to be dry, and it's hard because of the thickness of the skin, it's harder for moisturizer to absorb. So, nice scrub. If you're gonna purchase a body scrub for you to use at home, one of the key ingredients that you want to look for, a lot of them will say for sensitive skin. It's always the safest way to go. If you're not sure what your skin type is, just go with the sensitive. Or it'll also say gentle. Those are some of the key words that you want to look for when shopping for a body scrub or any type of skincare product that you want to use at home. If you're not sure, go with the sensitive or the one that would say gentle. Okay, so Tanya, like many women, or maybe men, she has a little nick from shaving. So sometimes, like I mentioned before, this is a very a scrub that is very good for any skin type, so I can actually gently go over the area. But if the cut is too open, too red, then you can just avoid it, just to let the skin heal, let it do what it needs to do to come back to the healing part. But like hers, you can tell that it's already healing, and like I said, the scrub that we're using is excellent for any skin type, so I can actually go over the area a little bit. If your product, if it says Dead Sea salt, you may want to have to not go in that area if you have like a little cut from shaving, or I don't know, maybe like from the shoes were a little too tight, so now you're a little red behind the foot. You may want to avoid those areas, because the Dead Sea, the salt from the Dead Sea is excellent, but it does burn a little bit, so you want to avoid those areas. And again, the arms, we're going to do the elbow. Okay, nicely scrubbing. Okay, and of course the rest of the arm, the hands. Okay, so we're just going to exfoliate her décolletage. Again, this is an area that's exposed to the environment. Now we're done with the body scrub. Tanya's gonna stand up and go rinse it off in our shower. In other spas, they actually have the shower built in the treatment room, so you don't even have to move. So depending on what salon or spa you're going to, they may have different settings for this treatment. Here at Face to Face NYC, we have them go into our shower and they rinse it off. When they come back, then we apply the body lotion to moisturize their skin. So now Tanya is back from the shower. We did the body scrub first, from her neck down to her feet. She went in the shower, she rinsed it off, and now we're gonna put the body lotion on her skin. This will help to hydrate, and it's a lightweight moisturizer, so afterwards she won't feel greasy or heavy, and it'll absorb nicely onto her skin. It's very hydrating and nourishing, filled with vitamins and minerals. We did the Scrub and Glow. I'm Enrique from Face to Face NYC Day Spa, and our beautiful model, Tanya.
Hi, we are doing a colored wing liner. My name is Angelique Velez, a makeup artist in New York City. I'm here with our lovely model, Justina, and we are at the Fashion Group International in New York City. I'm gonna start off with prepping her skin first. So just close your eyes. Sorry, it's a little cold. I'm using a Fix Plus spray, which will actually revive her skin. And I'm going to moisturize her skin as well. Very important to take care of your skin, ladies. Now I'm gonna use a little bit of eye cream to hydrate her eye area. Next, I'm gonna use some lip balm or Vaseline to hydrate her lips. I love Vaseline. Next, I'm gonna use a little bit of primer all over her face just to keep her foundation and concealer on. Primer is very important in the makeup application process. Next, I'm gonna use a nice liquid foundation with my egg-shaped sponge. And I'm going to apply this on her face. This will give her a nice airbrushed finish, very light and fresh. And I like to start applying the foundation wherever the person needs a little bit more coverage, which for Justina is right here in her cheek area. I want to even out the tones of her skin. And since she has a little bit of redness there, that's where I'm going to start first. What's great about liquid foundation is that it's buildable. So each layer that you add is going to give you more coverage. I'm going to use the same egg-shaped sponge and I'm going to use the tip of it for concealer. This gets right underneath the eye area. Look up for me. So you can kind of pinch the sponge a little bit. And dab right underneath. Then I'm gonna take my ring finger with the softest touch to blend the color. So look up. I'm going to follow the concealer up with a little bit of loose powder just to set it in. So especially on the forehead, the nose, any place where she normally might get a little bit oily. Now I'm gonna start with her eye makeup. I'm gonna go straight with shadow. I'm not gonna use an eye base since really concentrating on that liner, and that creamy liner is what we're gonna use. So I'm gonna just use a nice neutral shadow as a base. And I'm applying this with a blending brush all over her lid. And I'm actually gonna stay with the same brush and use a nice kind of pink, but an earthy tone pink color on her crease area, just to give her a slight contour. So I'm making a V on the corner of her eye, and I'm gonna bring that upward just a tad. I wanna add a little bit of depth to that eye. Just open. And now I'm gonna have her open and look straight ahead. I'm gonna add more of that peachy color right in that crease. A hint of contour. Then I'm gonna go in with a tiny, tiny bit of the orange color to create even more depth to the eye. Next, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of liner. At this phase, you could really pick whatever color you want. You can get very creative. Right now, a huge trend is white liner, so I'm gonna go in with a white creamy product. And a really cool trick to get that nice wing is to flick the color from the end of that lash upwards. So I'm gonna take a pointed brush, make sure all the hairs are together, and I'm gonna do a nice little flick, going up, ever so slightly. Just open really fast and look straight, and you can see where that flick is. And then I'm gonna do it on the other side, and then you're gonna trace over that, but at least that gives you a starting point. And then make the line right on the lash line. Using that same pointed liner brush, just open. And you can make this line as thick or as thin that you want it. And close again. So you really want to connect that top liner with the little flicks that you made. And now I'm just going to connect my outer wing with the line I just made. And you really want to get that nice kind of V winged out shape right there by connecting the two. You draw an angle from that first flick you made straight down to that line I just made. See that angle? That's what I just connected. And I'll do it again on the other side. So turn towards me, perfect. That flick, I'm gonna bring the color in and connect it to that line I just made. And then extend it out just slightly. And you wanna just step back and analyze, make sure the two lines are even. You want to get right in to that tear duct area as well. So if you do make any mistakes, it's really simple and easy to take a pointed Q-tip and correct them. You can use simple eye makeup remover. I like to use a serum if I need to rather than an oil because the oil will make the makeup move. So next I'm gonna go in with a little bit of mascara. And with the white liner, this step is rather important just because the liner kind of gets on the lashes. So you wanna darken those lashes back up with mascara. I like to put mascara on the top of the lashes too. Just be very careful not to get it on the white liner. I'm going to apply mascara on her bottom lashes as well, just to darken them up a little bit. Next is blush. I'm going to use a nice pink shimmery blush just to brighten her up a little. right on the apples of her cheeks and up. Next for her lips, I'm going to go in with a nice neutral color. It almost matches her lip a little bit. I really want the focus to be that white liner. And I'm going to use my ring finger once again with the softest touch to stain her lip. I'm going to go right over that Vaseline lip balm that we have on her, so it stays pretty glossy. Just open your mouth a little. With the ring finger, I'm just going to dab onto her lip. This just gives a hint of color, but it also stains the lip. So there you go, our nice white winged liner. Basically the main focus really is that liner, and you could do it in any color that you want. I chose to do white, which is a very big trend right now. But the key is you want to do a nice flick on the outer edge of the eye and connect that with the actual lash line. You can make it as thick or as thin as you want to and extend it outwards to create that V wing. Then the rest of the face is nice and light. And there you have it, our white wing liner. My name is Angelique Velez, makeup artist in New York. This is our lovely model Justina, and we are at the Fashion Group International in New York City. Thanks so much.